in bare feet.
No shoes aren't going to protect me much.
Oh, God. She's looking to see who's in the mood.
Hey, Courtney. Please bring those people in. It's going to take me a few minutes to get this alligator out of the water.
Eat people, how's that? How big is it?
JJ. JJ. Now JJ is the biggest alligator that we have in our alligator pit. He weighs in at about 500 pounds and he's about 10 feet in length. Now JJ only does shows if JJ wants to. So we're going to very gently ask him to get out of the water, and if he's willing to participate, I will demonstrate some traditional alligator moves with him. Don't be fooled though, folks. He's only participating if he wants to. Now what's amazing is these alligators do figure out over time that I am not a threat. So they do tolerate me. That doesn't mean that they are trained or tamed. So please keep that in mind, guys.
You look like a ham sandwich to me.
We're going to wait for everybody to make their way down, and then we'll see if we can get them to walk out.
God, he came up like
Like Harry Potter. Now keep in mind, guys, the stick is not for hitting any of the alligators. They're obviously... Make your way down. Let me welcome you down to our alligator show. We're about to get started. Now, my name is Ashley. I'm the alligator handler here today. Alligator wrestler, alligator whisperer, depending on the animal we're working with. Now, this show is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be working with the biggest alligator we have in here. His name is JJ. This alligator is around 10 feet in length, and he weighs about 500 pounds. So like I mentioned before, guys, this alligator only does shows if he really wants to. Now, some of the other bigger gator wrestlers can kind of manhandle this alligator, but I'm a little smaller, so we're gonna have a different approach here. Now, the alligators that you see in here, they are alligators that were set to be destroyed. These are all nuisance alligators, and we do get a lot of them here in Florida. In fact, around 10,000 nuisance alligators every single year in the state of Florida alone, and unfortunately, most of them are destroyed. So that's why we have our alligator rescue here. We're all volunteers. We don't get paid to do the shows, but the money we make comes to the tip jars, and that's what we get to use to buy our alligators off the trappers, thereby saving their life. Now check out this beautiful guy. Good boy. Turn around,
boy,
go back
she's talking about Spanky.
Yeah.
Whoa, you are sneaky. So he's turned his body right back towards the water. You can see his tail's this way. That is the human equivalent of doing this. Touch me and I dare you. So we're going to see if we can get him turned around a little bit. Now you can see the bumps and ridges that go down the alligator's back. What's amazing is, folks, is these bumps and ridges are made out of solid bone. These bone plates are more dense than even our own skeletal structure. I've heard stories of bullets actually being deflected right off the alligator's back. They're very dense, but they also act as solar panels. When the sun beats down on the alligator's back, they have blood vessels that run through the bone and over the bone, and the skin that's covering it is black. They absorb that heat, and that's how these guys can thermoregulate. They don't heat their body like we do. These are cold-blooded animals, so they're able to heat their body through their environment, through the sun. That also is a great advantage for this animal. That means he has to eat a fraction of the food that we do. We eat food all the time. We burn that energy. We have to heat our bodies. These guys are reptiles, so they only use a little bit of energy, and most of it they get from the sun. And as you guys can see, they're very energy efficient.
When you jumpstart your car.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
You think you're a dentist?
Now take a look at that. This is the mouth of an American alligator, folks. 80 teeth inside of that mouth. There are 40 teeth on the top, 40 teeth on the bottom, and they bite down with enough force. They've been known to actually break their own teeth right out of their mouth. Now the good news is, they're gonna grow them right back. They cycle through their teeth like a shark, 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. Look at the size of those jaws. Now, an alligator, especially of this immense size, can bite down with a ton of force. Literally 2,000 pounds per square inch has been measured inside the mouth of the American alligator. You guys don't seem very impressed by that. That's a lot. Let me give you some perspective, guys. That's almost 3 times the jaw strength of a great white shark. Ooh, yeah, take that, Shark Week. That's amazing. Now, folks, they're able to bite down with all this force by using these huge jaw muscles you see right here. So the jowls of the alligator are actually solid muscle. Those are the muscles that they use to slam the jaw shut. Now, the muscles that they use to open the mouth are a lot smaller and weaker in comparison, and that's what allows us to hold the jaw shut most of the time. Now, this alligator is enormous. If I were to try and hold his jaw shut, my hands probably wouldn't fit around his jaw, so I probably couldn't hold them closed with my own force. But most alligators, you can actually hold onto the jaws and keep them closed if you can keep hold of the alligator's jaws. So it's pretty amazing, and that's how a lot of the traditional techniques work because of this, the way their jaws work. Now, alligator wrestling, folks, is not like wrestling you see in a ring. Get a picture. Please have your cameras ready. His head is so heavy. Nope.
Nice job.
Go for it. Greatest moment of the day right here, guys. Take lots of pictures. Put it on Instagram. I know some of our gator guys that don't even do that. Let's go 2 hands, shall we? Good boy, good boy. All right, big guy. So that's how they pull that off in the wild. All right. You guys put that on Instagram, tag it Gator Boys, so I can say nana nana boo boo to all the Gator Boys. All right, so I would love to know who figured that out first, but that is a traditional technique by our Seminole Indians here. Pretty amazing stuff. You are such a handsome boy. Now, some other cool things about this beautiful guy is if you guys take a look right behind the eyes, see this little flap right here? Does anybody know what those are? Those are his ears, that's right. The alligator's ears are pretty well adapted to be in the water. They actually can seal the ears off. Hey, big guy. Easy does it. I know, I see him. That's why I got up. Easy does it. Easy does it, JJ. Okay, buddy. Okay, so the alligators are incredibly well adapted to live in the water. They have a third eyelid that they can actually see through, acts as a swimming goggle. And if you look up at their nostrils up at the top, they can actually flex those nostrils closed, sealing off the nose. And most importantly, when I open up his mouth, which I will again in just a moment, look down in the back of his throat. There's actually a valve there. It actually seals off the entire throat opening. This is important for the alligator. It's what allows him to open that huge mouth underwater to catch his prey without drowning himself. Keep in mind, guys, even though they live in the water, these are reptiles, so they can't breathe underwater. They have to hold their breath. So all these different adaptations, they work together to make the alligator top predator in his environment. Pretty cool stuff. A lot of people ask me, how long can they hold their breath? I've heard records of alligators holding their breath underwater up to 6 hours at a time. That's incredible, especially with the size of this animal. What they do is they slow their heart rate down to about a beat per minute, and they actually put the oxygenated blood up around their organs, and they don't use their muscles. They relax, and they have the less oxygenated blood through the muscles. That way they can serve it around the important organs. Pretty amazing stuff, especially for such a cool reptile. Now, folks, I do have one more trick to show you with JJ here, but before I do it, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself so you guys don't leave here thinking I'm some kind of crazy redneck cowgirl. I see the looks, I know what you're thinking. I'm actually a professional animal trainer. Now, I've been working with lions and tigers since I was only 18 years old. For the record, I am 4'11", because a lot of people ask. Take it from me, guys. The more you know about something, the better equipped you are to deal with it, right? The best thing that you can do for yourselves and for your families is educate yourself about your local wildlife. Folks, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's alligators or bunny rabbits. The more you know, the safer you can be, and the safer you can keep those animals as well. It's totally up to you guys, and it's a really easy thing to do. Now, we're all volunteers here. We obviously love our alligators, but if it weren't for you guys coming to see us, this whole rescue wouldn't be possible. We know there's a lot of places to visit in Florida, so we are so glad that you guys are here with us. So thank you very much for being here, guys. This last trick is for you. Now, this last trick I'm going to try with JJ is what we call the face-off. Now, we call it the face-off because somebody messed it up. Face came off. Yes, thank you for following along. Okay, so have your cameras ready, guys. Easy does it, buddy. Easy does it. You guys are behind me. If you'd like to get a better view, give me just a moment. Maybe we can turn him around just a little bit.
Might be easier for us to turn around.
Okay. You guys can hear the power of that jaw. Everybody's got your pictures, right? That smells great, by the way. Good boy, JJ. Okay, guys, thank you so much.